All right, welcome to the Row 26, another episode, Week 4 slate. We got a special guest, as you can see, apparently a Cal Raleigh sympathizer, a.k.a. our boy. Something just happened in the Met game, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Pete Alonso just homered.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, watching him swing at all balls yesterday in that game was really painful. So it's nice to see that he's doing something today. I watched that entire game yesterday. I don't understand some of these swings that some of these Mets players take, but nevertheless,
nobody gives a fuck.
No one gives a fuck about the Mets in general. You guys are trying to back your ass up into the playoffs.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck. You watched the entire game, every pitch yesterday. You just said
it's true. I was watching the game. But anyway, good to see you boys. Eddie, appreciate you joining on the program here. Special guest for today. Let's get right into it. First things first, I want to kick it off, talk about what we were talking about in the chat for half a second and what Eddie's little signia here. I'll let Hotz get his piece off about this for a second here because it's been the hot topic. Hotz, what are your thoughts on why Cal Raleigh deserves the MVP, kid, and why you're standing tall for this man?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that it's ridiculous. You're putting like a yawn emoji in the group chat. When
I'm a Yankee fan.
Only catcher to ever hit 60 home runs, only switch hitter to ever hit 60 home runs. There's only been 2 Gold Glovers who's ever hit 60 home runs ever, and he's the second one, him and Barry Bonds. And to downplay this season because, his batting average is 370. His on base is still 360. It's something that we've never seen before.
240, you mean, is what you meant to say right there, right?
237, whatever. It's in between 230 and
240 today. I think he went like 2 for 5 yesterday, something like that.
Either way, the point being is that he's doing shit we've never fucking seen before from anyone in the history of the game. Not just one thing, 2 different things. And honestly, you could say platinum glove, which means you're the best fielder in the entire league. You got voted as at any position, and to hit 60 home runs, no one's ever done that. It's a young award though, so that's 3 things still that we've never seen before done. Judge is a better hitter. Overall, he's a better hitter. He also plays in a way better hitter's park. One of the best in the business versus one of the worst in the business for Cal Raleigh. He also plays in a way better lineup.
Yeah, I mean, the bigger park, that should lead to more space for doubles and singles, you would think, but he's still.
Oh my God! You're saying it's easier to hit in a bigger park? That's the.
No, I'm saying that in a bigger, it's easier to hit home runs, but in order to hit singles and doubles, you could argue that it's easier to get hits. So, however you want to slice that argument, I hate that argument. That's my least favorite part of the argument. I think your other argument stands. Like the historic measurable of doing a switch hitter hitting 60 home runs as a catcher, especially as a catcher, is wild. That's historic. I don't think that's deniable at all, obviously. And the other side of this coin is that Judge is like 200 points ahead of like an average MLB player right now in terms of OPS. Like his statistics are astronomical. I mean, homered again today, so he has 7 less home runs than Raleigh right now with a 330 batting average. He's going to win the batting title. So that's the only thing that I would say that like the hitting numbers are actually not even close. The only thing that is close between them is actually the number that people are standing tall for, which is the home runs and, the RBIs. But I think the RBIs are a little bit more separated than the home runs are. But besides that, the other numbers are not close in any measurable.
Okay,
Judge is going to break the record for the most intentional walks in AL history. The guy, no one wants to pitch to the guy. Cal Raleigh does not see that type of intentional walk and intentional, that kind of respect is what I would say.
So you can't get credit for the on base and the OPS plus, and then cry about the intentional walks when it's
not a cry. I'm saying it's another onus towards the angle of why Judge is a way better hitter, like a light years better hitter.
He's not a light years better hitter. It's one is the best hitter, one is the second best hitter in the AL, and then you have
Cal Raleigh is overall the second best hitter in the AL.
If the Yankees don't win their division, does that make a big difference? Because it is
Seattle
the
winning their division for the
race,
first time in 25 years.
It is an MVP
I think
race.
that's
You
a
have
fair.
to win
I
your
think
division.
that's a fair point. The Yankees will finish with possibly more wins still and still not win their division, which speaks to the competitiveness of the division. And Alvarez was out for Houston all year. That team was not the same. That division is not the same as the East. I think if we're not having a biased argument here, we can say that the Blue Jays, Red Sox, and Yankees are way better teams. I
disagree. We talked about at the beginning of this year that the AL East was a bad division, that the Yankees should have won way more games. And I think that the reason why those teams have more wins is because the Yankees didn't take care of their business. They're way more talented. The Red Sox traded away their best player, and then their next best player got hurt. When you talk about Devers and Roman Anthony, name a starting pitcher on the Red Sox.
Yeah, that's what's his name. I crochet. That's
Yeah, that's one. You struggle to name one.
I know he's
the stud. Like, your
biggest
rivalry, and you struggle to name one starting pitcher on the team.
Yeah. There's a lot of young
good
talent
team
on that team.
I think if they don't win the division, it's over. I think it goes directly to Cal. You have to win your own division.
Well, what happens if the Yankees have more wins than the Mariners?
I don't think you can match that up because they don't play the exact same schedule.
Yeah,
right. Exactly. But that would speak to the point that they play a weaker schedule.
You're talking about historic season and finishing first over finishing second.
And we're talking about value. You took a team that hasn't won their division in 25 years, and now they won the division.
That's a good argument too. I think on that front, and also playing 234 more innings in the field than Judge played this year.
Catcher's a hard position on your knees, man.
Yeah. To be on your knees all day long, pause, and then to hit 60 home runs is nuts.
Yeah, the only one of us that knows what it's like is Casey. He's on his knees all the time.
Christy just came in the bedroom when I said that sentence, and she just started keeling over laughing immediately when I said that. It's bad. You have problems.
It is crazy though when you talk about like the difference between hitting between them two. And I say, oh, he's the next best hitter. You're like, he's the next best hitter. What is he? The third best, if not the next best? But listen to me. Yeah, he was voted as the very best fielder in the whole league last year out of any position. Judge is not even a top 25 outfielder.
Yeah, I think that Judge gets a break playing in the outfield, and this guy has to be on the entire time.
I mean, Judge has been playing for. If we really are having an honest conversation, because obviously I'm a diehard Yankee fan, and I can tell you that Judge has not had an arm to throw for over a month. He really hasn't even been able to throw the ball consistently because he had this shoulder problem since late August. So he went through all of September playing the field, and he couldn't really throw the ball well, actually.
Which takes away from your value.
The catcher's just on every pitch, which
Correct.
I think is just different than being
managing
able
the
to
game
sit in the outfield
and not to mention their pitching staff is great, and he handles them. And you said in the group chat last night, like, oh, he just relays the calls, or catching the ball makes people good at throwing it well. That's
framing is a thing,
takes I've ever heard. If you ask anyone who's ever pitched, it's important to have a good defensive catcher. It's the most important position.
I mean, Garrett Cole used to scream about having Sanchez versus Higashioka, and he would force the team to put out Higashioka as the catcher just because he was a better manager of the game for Cole. So, yeah, obviously I was just because you started bringing up stuff like the drop in the World Series last year.
Well, if you're going to take Cole an amazing outfielder, you have to make every single routine play and then make great plays to be an amazing outfielder. If you're dropping a routine play that everyone saw, no one can deny it, it's a point to what kind of defender he is. I'm sorry.
The only thing is like in every other hitting category, what's his name? Cal is not even a top 10 player.
That's not true.
I think
besides home runs and RBIs, two of the Triple Crown categories.
Those two categories.
I'm saying those two categories.
Other 8 categories that we cite.
What 8 categories do people look at?
OPS, WAR, slugging, average.
That's 4.
So I guess what matters more is does hitting matter more,
total
or
hits,
does defense
doubles
matter at all?
If defense matters at all, then like I said, there's a way bigger gap.
I mean, it speaks to I'll say this, and we can park it here because I think it's going to be close, as you even conceded on the chat today.
Of course, it's going to be close. I wasn't the one yawning at the idea.
That it's close with a guy that had a 247 average speaks to the season that he had, because that's wild.
It's not. No one cares about batting average in baseball anymore. It's the most. No one. That's the least sabermetric data era.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit. 360 on base with 60 home runs, 125 RBIs. You play the hardest position. You won the Platinum Glove last year, and you're a switch hitter. Come on,
switch hitter thing is wild. Yeah, mostly
no one's ever done this shit.
But again, when you say no one's ever done this shit, I mean it's still. Like I said, the guy
that has been very balanced. Judge, if you add up 8 or 9 categories, the more categories you add up and then say no one's ever done this, then it gets less and less impressive.
Just the starting average
combination,
average home runs combo and the WAR, those 4, the main categories, I would say.
And that's been done before by Babe Ruth, though, correct?
In 1920, 100 years ago.
And no one's ever done what Cal Raleigh's done with just one stat, but as a switch hitter and as a catcher.
The one thing that the other thing I want to say before we park this and we get into the NFL slate is the conversation about the value, right? The valuable, the main word in the sentence, that their value to their team. When Judge was out for like a month, statistically, the Yankees were terrible as a hitting organization. Like, they were terrible. So there was proof this year that when Judge was out, our team was terrible as a hitting team. There was some proof this year to show that.
All right, the best ability is availability. So if you're out for a month and that hurts your team, you're less valuable, not more valuable.
But I'm not. But that's the other side of that coin. But the coin that I'm talking about more is the side that I'm on, which is that people wonder, like, would the Yankees still win 90 games without Judge? And I'm like, no way. That's my point. Like, we wouldn't make the playoffs. We wouldn't even be where we are.
And the same is said about Cal Raleigh.
Right, but that's okay, and I'm good with that. But I'm just saying that a lot of people say that Cal Raleigh's impact on the Mariners lineup is like way bigger than Judge's, and I hate that because there's no way the Yankees would be an 80-win club without Judge. There's no way. That lineup is dog shit. Stan has played for a month.
I think if you were talking to a non-Yankee fan, this would be a very close argument. Probably
you
more
think
towards
if
Cal.
Judge was a Mariner and Cal was a Yankee, this would even be a conversation?
I think Cal would win in a landslide if it was a Yankee.
I think it'd be an 80-20. I wouldn't even bet it on Kings like I did yesterday.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll see what happens. It's a good chat. Obviously, shouts to Cal Raleigh for a fucking historic.
We're saying it would be a landslide for Cal.
No, I know.
Yeah, as a Yankee,
the Yankee lore would push it. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of people are what's it called, stale on Judge now because of how many times he's been in this chase.
Well, even like you talk about, like we haven't seen a season like this. Last year, Judge had a better season than he had this year.
Yeah. Some of the stats are lower, actually, but yeah, I don't know. When it's all said and done, I really don't know. We'll have to put it up next to each other. We'll see.
But in terms of like seeing seasons like this before, yes, you combine all those four stats. That's happened in Babe Ruth, which did happen. That did happen. And then, but if you look at it,
they're throwing the ball.
But if you look at fucking Barry Bonds in the early 2000s, if you combine those stats, they're better than Judge's now. If you're talking about like, take away the defense,
but Bro's a fucking cheater.
All right, I'm just saying we've seen it in baseball. See the ball.
He said Bonds. He's saying
pitchers were on steroids too, who were pitching to him. It's just
Barry Bonds is quite literally the most terrifying baseball player I've ever seen.
We've talked about it on the pod. He has a Hall of Fame career before the steroid era.
I think they said like if you multiply Judge's walks this week by 4, it still doesn't equal.
No, they were walking Barry with bases loaded, Eddie.
He had 100 intentional walks one year.
He would see one pitch a game. And it would
croak
fly.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly. He broke
that's not steroids.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Yeah.
Let's get into the slate. I want to talk about week 4 here. Obviously, we saw the Thursday night matchup. Seattle played with their food for the last quarter. That game was a snooze for basically 3.5 quarters. Kyler Murray is just the same old guy that we always knew him to be. Eddie lives out in Arizona, so he sees this first, second, and third hand. Marvin Harrison actually caught the ball, so we're all proud of him. That was a nice touchdown catch, nice mossing over Witherspoon, who was in perfect position to make the play. It was just a better offensive play there. And a nice ball by Murray there. Crazy catch by Michael Wilson to even keep that drive going on that blind one-handed catch, basically. That was wild. But what are your guys' thoughts on the Seattle team? Do you feel like this team could make a run? And, like, are you guys starting to buy into this defense and kind of who they are? You feel like the offensive coordinator is going to get in the way and they're not trusting Sam Darnold type of shit?
I'll let Eddie go first.
I think Seattle's real. I think they should really pound the rock more. And I think Sharp is going to take over at some point here from Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker looks a step slower. I think Seattle's defense is incredible.
Yeah,
I think they can really fly, and they played a team that just has reached its potential based off of what I see. Kyler Murray is, and I'm here in Arizona, underwater still, but I'm here in Arizona.
Jesus Christ!
And
Casey just wrote on the chat that you got your floaties on.
Yeah, and I mean my pool is like this far away from overflowing. It went up like 5 inches.
Yeah.
But I think Kyler Murray, he's reached where he's wanted to reach mentally, which is that $200 million contract, and he's regressed ever since. He shows flashes, but consistency isn't there. He is not a leader at all, and it shows with his relationship with Marvin Harrison and the rest of the offense. And I think Seattle at any point could have stepped on that neck.
It was just there to be taken. Yeah, go ahead, John. What were you going to say, please?
No, I was just saying, it looks like Marvin Harrison and Kyler Murray never met. Like, they play like they don't even know each other. It's crazy. Like running their own routes. It looks like Marvin Harrison is intentionally dropping passes, but Eddie hit the nail on the head. Like, it seems like no one there wants to lift him up. They don't have a veteran presence, whether it be the quarterback or an older wide receiver, or I guess they have Campbell on defense, but I don't think he's going to go over to Marvin Harrison.
And he got hurt.
No one came over to Marvin Harrison. He sat down, and one coach tapped him in the knee with his little fucking nose.
Yeah, like a little keep it don't worry, bro. Don't worry, bro.
And then Kyler Murray was sitting by himself on the exact opposite side of the bench as far as he possibly could. That's what it looked like to me.
I just think he's reached his competitive peak. Like, he probably spent his whole career thinking, I want to get this contract, so my family's set for life. And he's reached it. And now there's just a fall off. Like, he's just not – he hasn't progressed in 3 years.
Yeah. No, I mean, he could be exciting. He did play pretty well towards the end of the game, but I think honestly, just we've kind of exhausted it. We're all kind of on the same page. Cardinals are be weird. They'll win 7 to 9 games.
Same thing every year with them. It's the Seattle team that's interesting to me.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Seattle, since they got Mike McDonald and specifically Ernest Jones in the middle of last season in a trade from the Rams to play linebacker, like, their defense has kind of flipped the switch. Obviously, the fourth quarter wasn't great. They let them come back. But for most of that game, they were just absolutely bullying Arizona, getting the pass rush whenever they wanted. The play that stood out to me was the fucking flea flicker where they blitzed the outside, both sides, and Kyler Murray basically was hit before he even flicked the fucking flea.
They're driving on that drive, John. They were doing well on that drive.
The running back should have faked it and then ran straight. He would have got 15 yards. Yeah,
dude, that whole play, I don't understand the OC's thought process when you just completed a long pass, like you're getting some steam, team's rolling, boom, flea flicker, ruin the drive.
Yeah, I mean, they must have saw the Bears throw it about 17 feet.
That was a mess too.
I was like, what the fuck? The Cowboys have so little pass rush that fucking the running back threw it 17 feet up in the air like a softball pitch. And then he
talked about it on the inside tracks. He's like, I almost threw that shit over Caleb's head.
And then Luther Burden is just so open still somehow. It's unreal. But enough about the Cowboys for now.
Let's get into it. I want to talk about this, the early game, the Dublin game we can start with. Vikings at Steelers. I got -2.5 for the Vikings on the road. Technically on the road. AJ McCarthy out again. Carson Wentz will get the start. Van Ginkel is going to be out again. Donovan Jackson on the offensive line. And then for the Steelers, Alex Highsmith is still out. Joey Porter is questionable. I saw Jalen Warren's going to suit up, it looks like, and same with Jonnu Smith. That Minnesota defense basically raped Jake Browning last week in the Bengals. That was a full-on massacre. The guy on defense, Isaiah Rodgers, had a perfect rating on Pro Football Focus for defense. He had 2 fumble strips, an interception, took 2 back to the house, a fumble recovery, and an interception back to the house. Crazy game. Your thoughts on this Minnesota defense maybe taking shape and destroying Aaron Rodgers' life, or will all of the Irish steam of the Pittsburgh way, and a lot of Pittsburgh people apparently are very there's a lot of Irish community out there, and the owner is big in that world apparently. Rooney was sticking his neck out to have in Ireland. This and that. What are your guys' thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, you said Rooney, he used to be the ambassador to Ireland. That's a good point. I was like, I think Pittsburgh is mostly like Polish and like Eastern European. I don't think there's a lot of Irish people there. But the Vikings have been to fucking Dublin before, and they raped and they pillaged, and I think that might be.
Wow. I like it. I see where you're going there. I got you. Okay.
Any of you guys been to Dublin?
Never been to Ireland before, actually.
It's fun. I was only there for a night, honestly, and like a layover, and went out in Dublin.
That was for Eric's wedding?
Yeah, my sisters as well. If you include
Oh, your
her.
sister. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think of Eric Carr. Yeah. Right. Of course.
But yeah, no, in terms of the game, I think that Jordan Mason will be able to run the ball a little bit. The Steelers defense did look better with that first round pick was active for the first time. I forget his name from Maryland, but the D tackle that they drafted.
Oh, yeah. What's his name?
Look up Steelers first round draft.
Yeah, I got it. What's his name? Jordan Phillips.
No, that's not it. I'll look it up. But no.
Yeah, the Maryland Terrapins defensive tackle Jordan Phillips, he's a prospect for the 2025 draft. That's the guy that's still on the team. He's a
Steelers first round pick. Hang on, I got you.
I think that's right, Jordan Phillips.
No, it's Derek Harmon. That's his name.
Oh, Derek Harmon. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Derek Harmon was in. So, yeah, I think their run defense got a little better, but I think the Vikes will be able to run the ball well, play good defense, and win probably an ugly one.
What's the over-under in this game, John, by the way?
The over-under is 41.5, and I'm thinking an ugly game, like 17-14 or something like that. So I probably would bet the under.
All right. Yeah. Casey's a psychopath right now. He's killing me. On the side with these fucking text messages. It's just an asswipe. Eddie, what do you think about this game, the over-under and the spread here?
Under.
Under.
Vikings.
Vikings -2.
I think
2.5.
Yeah, I think it's a long trip. I think the field isn't ready for football players in metal cleats. I think it's not good weather.
Okay.
And all of those equals a shitty game.
Okay. Let's move on. Next game I have here is the Browns at the Detroit Lions. I see -10 here. What do you have on your end, John?
Lions and Browns, I got -10 and the over-under at 44.5.
Jeez. Weird game. The over-under I'd stay away from. I mean, Cleveland has stopped basically every running back in the league so far. I saw the OC on Detroit talking shit. Like, you've never seen a run game like ours before. But, man, that Browns defense, as we've talked about, with Schweissiger and, Delpit and Denzel Ward and obviously the beast Myles Garrett himself with Mason Graham. Like, this defense is the number one defense in football. Something's got to give in this game. Obviously, Detroit ran all over that shitty Baltimore defense last week without Mbuke or whatever his name is, Matabuke or whatever, the defensive tackle. Apparently, the stats are out on that when he's not in, that Baltimore defensive front is terrible. So what do you think is going to give here? You think Detroit is still going to be able to, because they're so talented that it really doesn't matter and they have that great offensive line, or you think this Browns defense is going to keep Monty and Gibbs at bay here? What's going on here? I would, by the way, the plus or minus, there's just no way to me that Detroit wins by 10 plus. I can't even fathom that. I got Cleveland covering here.
I feel like you have Cleveland covering. You kind of have to have the under too.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's a good point. I think those two go hand in hand. It's a great point.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw the Browns play the Packers really tough. Obviously, the Packers maybe went into town a little bit cocky, overconfident. The Lions are home, which I think helps them. Obviously, they play on that fast turf inside. But I do believe in the Browns defense still. It's hard for me to lay 10 points, so I guess I'm kind of on the same side as you. Browns +10. And then the under, and then also I think your boy Quinshon Judkins kind of has an opportunity here to. I think there'll be eyes on this game, and he has a chance to kind of break out a little bit.
Hopefully, yeah, that would be nice to see. What do you think, Brazil?
I would take the points with Detroit.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
I think they're at home. I think if they can get enough to make it manageable into third down, I think those receivers are going to put a lot of pressure on Cleveland's defense, and I think they're going to wear them down over the game, especially if Flacco can have some kind of possession.
I feel like Detroit's defense, though, has been a little underrated. Aiden Hutchinson looked really good. I feel like that's the one unspoken story in this whole matchup, is that Detroit's defense is going to cause some havoc, and no one's paying attention to that, which could lead to a few more possessions.
Yeah, I think that place is a pressure cooker. And besides that, week one, the last 2 weeks, they've looked fantastic. I was scared because when week 1 when they played the Packers, Ben Johnson leaving, they didn't look good on O, but it looks
that's
like
the Hotz MO though. Honestly, this week 1 shit that everyone overreacts. The week 1, the week 2s, like everyone's overreacting. Teams haven't settled in yet. New offensive coordinator with Johnny Morton there. It's just like, and obviously defensive coordinator with Shepard, Kelvin Shepard. It just Detroit still was kind of finding it, and that week 1 is always a bullshit in a sense. So it's almost like,
I think the way that the guy coaches too, as long as they're healthy, they put a ton of pressure on you, and they usually fade in the back end of it. But I think week 4, this is where I think Detroit's at its best.
Yeah. All right. Cool. We might have to come back to this and get a little bet of the week here between the two of you here.
Well, I just say, I mean, I'm not diehard on the Browns this week. I'm just saying props to you for bringing up the Detroit defense, Zach. I do think that's a good note. I think watching this game against the Ravens on Monday night, I was impressed as well. So I think that was a good shout. And then as for we talked about the Ben Johnson stuff. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Like Dan Campbell, because he's jacked and huge and talks about kneecaps being bit, everyone thinks he's a defensive guy, but this is a guy who played tight end in the league for a long time and came up as an offensive coach. Like, it's not like Ben Johnson was just single-handedly engineering the offense and Dan Campbell didn't touch it at all. Like, I think that's a misnomer, even though that's not the right word for it. Because misnomer is the name of something, but a misidea.
I think it's listening to mainstream
misinterpretation media. Maybe of what their offense is.
I think it's listening to mainstream media where they were like, "Hey, listen, Ben Johnson was trying up all these plays. Like, he's the creativity of the offense." And then you look at week 1, they get beat down by the Packers, and you're like, "Oh, I drafted."
I also think that the people love to anoint these coordinators that are like gurus, right? It's always finding the gurus in the league, like Sean McVay or
it's a 1 in a billion guy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there really aren't incredible play callers on every team. And Ben Johnson, I think he's still figuring out what Caleb is, but I still consider him a very strong play caller. But even like a guy like Cliff Kingsbury, when he became a head coach, that was a problem. He's more of like that coordinator type. So I think it's all about personnel and how you use your personnel, number one. You see Mike McDaniels and what's happening in Miami, and they haven't really been able to figure out an offense besides dumping it to a chain every fucking play. So I think these coordinators get a little anointed very quickly, and then they move into these head coaching roles, and it's like, maybe that wasn't for you, and kind of you haven't figured out who you are. It takes a special breed to be able to be a strong play caller, and then like Andy Reid or Sean McVay and still call the game. So we'll see what Ben Johnson is on that front, but I do kind of agree with the idea that Detroit could just either run away with this because of Cleveland's lack of offense, but if Judkins can get off here, they'll keep it within reach, and that defense will feel that defense will stay awake. That's what I would say about this game.
I think this game will say a lot about the Detroit defense. If the Detroit defense can shut down the Browns, then their offense will eventually break through, just sheer will and being on the field.
Exactly.
I just think they're going to wear them down if Flacco, especially if they're in manageable third downs and Goff can just take a 3-step drop and throw it.
Could be a big Harold Fanning game. This guy could, last week 25 yards, 2 catches.
I don't even know who that
is. All right, moving on. Carolina Panthers at the New England Patriots, -5.5. I see here for the Patriots at home. Patriots offense, Drake May has looked very good. I think they're having a fumbleitis right now with the running back. So Travion, this could be Travion breakout game finally for him. Carolina, though, on the other accord, blew the doors off of Atlanta last week, 30-0. That was a fucking beatdown. So, some injuries to note. The tight end on the Panthers will be out. Patrick Jones, the linebacker, will be out. McMillan's going to be a go. Wharton's going to be a go. And Chuba Hubbard is all a go. And then on the Patriots side, Christian Gonzalez is fully a go. Owenu, the guard, is going to be a go as well. So those are the main things to keep an eye on that we were keeping an eye on this week. But it seems like most of the guys are going to be playing that are important. I feel like the Patriots that's a lot of blood, by the way, 5.5 for a game against Carolina. That feels like a lot of blood. But I also say that New England has one of the best home fields in football. So I feel like in general, Bryce Young's going to be dealing with a ton of blitzes, a ton of Mike Vrabel shit in this game. And I could see them winning 20-10. That's what I can see this game being, one of those types of games. What are your guys' thoughts?
I mean, I just don't think the Patriots are good enough to be 5.5 favorites against anyone. I mean, especially the Panthers coming off a 30-point win against the Falcons. You know, like their
Falcons
defense.
suck.
Yeah, and so do the Patriots.
But they won last week against the Steelers, right? They should have won by 2 touchdowns in that game, to be frank.
They should have won by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, when I was watching that game, and like it was like the Seattle Arizona game, kind of like they could have stepped on their throat at any point in time in that game.
The Steelers won.
I'm saying they could have won that game. Patriots could have won that game by like they had a chance all game to pull away from that game. I feel like in the beginning of the game, if I remember right.
So that means they're a bad team. If they should have won by 2 touchdowns, but they lost by a touchdown, that's what makes you a bad team.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
They turn
I don't know why though that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Touchdowns the entire game.
Yeah, it's because every time they got down into like the red zone, they just were fumbling the game away. It was just stupid.
Yeah, they should have won by 2 touchdowns.
They were like in the red zone 3 different times, and they couldn't convert any points because
Drake May did throw a pick in the red zone right before the half. There was like very little time left.
Yeah, Ramondre had a fumble in the red zone too.
He probably lost him a field goal, and then Ramondre Stevenson fumbled in the red zone. But I'm just saying, like they definitely weren't
like the offense was
they weren't dominating the game by any stretch. Like they were tied or down the entire game.
No, they weren't never dominating. I'm saying that it felt like they could have won that game by 2 touchdowns and they lost it by 7.
That's a bad team. That's my point.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Crazy.
Good teams don't win. Good teams don't lose games they could have won by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Pittsburgh's defense, they're okay. They're not amazing. So yeah, it's definitely true. I like Christian Gonzalez being back. I think that matchup, with McMillan will be fun to watch. But I don't know. This Panthers team is weird. They're like week to week with me. Like 30-0 against Atlanta means nothing to me. That Atlanta team is fucking terrible. So like, I don't know.
I just don't think the Patriots are good enough to be 5.5 favorites against anyone. That's
kind of where I landed too on this.
Is that where the line opened, or is that where it is now?
That's where it is now.
It's gonna close on that probably. Yeah, it's been there the whole week. I think.
I have it on DraftKings open right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that means it's been sitting there all week. Same spot.
Over under 43.5. I think I'd have to bet the under here.
I'd have to go under, and I think Patriots might cover this.
I mean, it is a little bit of a trappy line, so maybe that is, Vegas or something.
Yeah,
should probably be more around 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
maybe 2.5, 3.
What are these teams' records? They're both 1-2.
I just have not seen.
Patriots also.
I think Bryce Young is awful.
Yeah,
I think I've seen.
Panthers are week to week, man. That's
he's not a starting quarterback in the NFL caliber.
You're talking about Bryce Young, right?
Bryce Young. I think Drake May is much better tools,
Hunter Henry's
better everything.
All of the year, by the way.
I think if they can just stop the turnovers, this should be quite an easy one.
That's what I'm saying. They beat themselves. So fucking pathetic.
But
they do beat themselves.
Hotz's point is right? Like they beat themselves with it. But they have 3 turnovers in the red zone.
Yeah, they had 2 turnovers in the red zone, like 3 total turnovers. Yeah,
and
3 turnovers over the
Steelers are good either.
And the Steelers are not good. Yeah. Well,
No,
Seattle's
the Patriots
good.
did this
Steelers,
at home versus Oakland as well.
How much parity? Crazy parity.
Yeah,
I kind of lean towards the Patriots covering. I after you just said that, I've been going back and forth. I just think I think I'm going to flip flop, and I'm going to go to the Patriots covering after what you just said, Eddie. I think I lean that way.
I think I lean Panthers under. I think I lean the under. I probably wouldn't bet it. The line. Honestly.
Yeah, it's a fade for sure.
I would not take the bet if I had my life depended on it. I'd take New England.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's very fadeable game. Both these teams, we have no idea who they are.
I'd rather not look at it at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Gun to my head, I'd take the Panthers just because I think their defense could be good.
Decent, yeah, for sure. New Orleans Saints at Buffalo Bills. This is a weird fucking game. The worst team in football versus arguably the best team in football. Matt Milano, Ed Oliver are both out. Spencer Brown, the offensive lineman, and Espinoza, the defensive end, are questionable. Espinoza is, I think, trending out from what I read, but maybe he'll go. I don't know. And then not a lot of injuries on the Saints, just the offensive lineman. That's about it. But
Bills minus 14.5 over.
That's what I have. Yep. That's what I have.
What
What's
do
the
you
over
think?
under again? I'm sorry.
Over under 48.5.
I mean, yeah, I love the over there. Defense is banged up on the Bills. I think Rattler's decent enough to get them points. Josh Allen's a 30 bomb waiting to happen at all times. So I think if they can get to 15 points as a Saints team, even a backdoor cover here, I'm smelling. So I love the over here. I could see them getting 20 points. I could see 30 to 20 or 35 to 20 or something like that, or 40 to 20, something crazy. I could see Josh Allen having 6 touchdowns in this game.
Yeah, I think that's why the over is where it is, because of how much that they think that the Saints could let up. Obviously, they gave up 40 or whatever to the Seahawks.
Yeah, and that's not, and that team just struggled to score against Arizona. So, yeah, I think I'm just leaning towards the Bills covering. I feel like the line is big because the Bills are going to dominate, and like that's what the books are saying, and like that's where I'm going to live. So that's where I would live here. A lot of blood, but that's where
I take Saints to cover in garbage.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, could be
That
like
little half there is telling me
that what the fuck game of like, the Saints are NFL players too, and they just got their teeth kicked in, and like they have to play for pride. The Mario Davises,
the worst thing to play for.
The Alvin Kamaras, just the guys who are veterans on that team. I think
Johnson,
fucking trying to prove that they're not like pathetic. Like that's when the Broncos lost by 70 to the Miami years ago. They covered the next week. You know what I mean? Like that's what I feel like it could be one of those. I don't know.
There's like a crazy stat out there. Like Olave is like top 5 in targets, and like he's not even top 25 in catches. Something like that. Something wild.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler's not great. I mean, their offensive line isn't good. Their weapons aren't great. They're just not good teams. So I guess the Bills, as good as they are at the end of the day, it's you probably just got to take them and fucking.
Yeah, that game will be 14-0. That's like one of those games you go take a shit when the 1 o'clock start, and then you come back to the phone and it's 14-0 already.
Nobody takes a shit when the 1
o'clock start. I think that it's more of the starters are sitting down in the fourth quarter and New Orleans gets 10 points and covers.
I got the backups on the Bills over the New Orleans.
Over Spencer Rattler?
Yeah.
Him and the kid from Carolina.
Give me Trubisky. Let me get it. Give me Trubisky. Trubisky or Rattler right now?
Trubisky, probably, I guess.
Yeah,
that dude Peterman that threw 5 interceptions and a half.
I take. Oh yeah,
Peterman.
I don't think he's on the team anymore.
Nate Peterman.
They have a Mike White as their third string now. Yeah, Mr. 4 touchdowns, 400 yards for the Jets. Yeah, all right, we'll keep it moving. Tennessee Titans at the Houston Texans. Battle of the dog shit in this division. Texans are favored -7. So much blood. Texans are Stingley's going to be out. It looks like on the oblique. I don't know. He's like at game time. I don't love that. J.C. Latham, the offensive tackle, and the Titans is going to be out. I don't love that either. Titans offense is atrocious. Calvin Ridley looks like shit. They don't have a 1. Nico Collins got off last week on a broken play touchdown. He cooked that defensive back. I don't know. This game sucks. I would probably cover. Titans cover. Cam Ward. Let me get that. What's the over-under on that, John?
The over-under on this game is...
It's an ugly one, by the way. It's an ugly game.
Sorry,
I think this is a get-right game for Houston.
They're 0-3. They're only wrong. They don't get right.
This is the get-right game. What's Cam Ward's taken, like 19 sacks in 3 games?
Yeah, I mean, it's under 39.5.
Yeah,
Houston
Will Anderson and Neil Hunter are going to tee off.
Yeah, I think they're going to tee off on the kid, who I think is good.
He is good.
I think he's better than the other 2 quarterbacks we were just talking about.
Better than Kyler Murray and Bryce Young.
And Spencer Rattler.
And Rattler and Trubisky.
Trubisky. I thought we were talking about...
And Nate Peterman.
Yeah, definitely Nate Peterman. He's first in that crew.
Is there a rookie quarterback that's better than Cam Ward right now?
We're about to find out, aren't we?
I guess Jackson Dart is visible.
I mean, yeah.
Find out. Yeah. You saw him posting a picture of
no other rookie
girlfriend on Instagram.
That's what I'm trying to think about. Who else has played?
None.
Just JJ McCarthy. That's not right.
McCarthy, I guess, is kind of a rookie, but he got drafted last year.
Yeah, rookie. I guess rookie starter. We'll say like first year starting. We'll say
Yeah.
just to make it interesting because I guess there really are no rookies starting.
Just Cam Ward.
Just Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, this game I probably want to see on Red Zone the least of any of the games if I'm asking for a little help from Scott Hansen. I get the Texans could get right and maybe go on a run, but I just think there's fucking poison in the well there, man. I think that team has been going backwards fast, like from where they were in Dowd's rookie season to now. I think the Nico Ryans could be in trouble if they, have a tough season. I know the defense has been pretty good, but still, like as the executive of this team, you can't be like our defense is good. You have to take ownership of everything.
That Bobby Slowick firing, bro, is just been eating this team up and spitting it out, dude. We're gonna see it every week at this point.
Yeah, heads are rolling. I think at the end of this year, maybe not Ryan's because he does seem to be a solid coach, but it's tough there now. If they lose this game, we might see some in-season firing.
Yeah, I really think Houston's going to get right here, and not because their offense can find any kind of clicks or anything of that sort. I just think the Titans they're just fresh meat in the water. They're chum in the water.
It looks like Stingley Jr. is trending out officially, what I was just reading. All right. I mean, I guess if he's out, I don't like this at all for the Houston Texans. If he's in, all right, I'm vibing with what Eddie's saying. But -7's a lot of blood. If we're doing the points here, not just a straight up money line, you're still taking the Texans to cover -7. It's an ugly line. Not even.
I'd rather bet on Pakistan to win the Cricket World Series.
All right, we'll keep it moving then. This is my pick of the week right now. Here we go. Washington Commanders at the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta is favored from what I see. I'll wait for John to get back, but Atlanta is favored -2.5 from what I see. I'll kick it off to you, Eddie.
This is what you call a trap line, and the Falcons are going to win.
No way.
This is the trap line.
I'll bet you on this game straight up.
This is a trap line. I've seen it. I have no empirical evidence that the Atlanta should win this game.
Nope.
And that line is there for you to take Washington, and Atlanta will win this game.
I like that pronunciation, empirical. That's a good one.
You got 2.5 over there, Hotz, at home? -2.5?
Yeah, I have -1.5 actually. Falcons -1.5 now.
Jesus.
So the line is moving, like it's kind of pointing to
Eddie's world.
Eddie's world. And then under 43.5. Eddie, I like a lot of Eddie's takes. Like it is a lot of like what I was saying. Like, is this the what the fuck game of the year? In the Bills, and say it's like it does seem like betting lines are tricky this week. This might be that week 4.
I gotta take here.
Are trying to figure it out.
I gotta take here. This is the Mariota revenge game. This is the Mariota game where he used to play for Atlanta, and they talked shit about him, and he moved on, and now it's only justified that Jaden Daniels is out, and here comes Mariota back into Atlanta to stick it to this fucking team. I'm telling you, Mariota had 20 points in fantasy last week. This is coming right now.
I don't think he has that kind of aura.
I'm telling you.
I think
Mariota
he's eating his Hawaiian
revenge
food,
game. You put it in your books right now. That's the hot take I got.
Atlanta's going to win this game.
I think that narrative would play a little more if Mariota didn't just play last week. Like if it was just.
I know that's true. I know.
McLaurin's out too.
I know.
There's not a lot of weapons for him either. McLaurin's out.
Terry's out.
Yeah, I mean,
and Noah Brown's out too.
Penix fighting for his life.
It is crazy that Atlanta is so like. We're not even thinking about putting in Kirk Cousins. We benched him last year.
I think Penix is fighting for his job here.
Penix says, but I'm saying the coaching staff and management.
Yeah, they haven't even considered
Penix
it.
Safe, and it's like,
but then you're neutering Penix though if you do that.
You
Penix
still
is
paid Cousins all this money, and also like Penix has never won a game where the opponents have scored 7 or more points. That's a fact.
That's not.
Yes, it is.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Like it's not like he's running a clean offense. And maybe he's won like 24-6 or 21-6. I think was the Vikings game.
Yeah, it was.
So like it's low pressure situation. We've never seen Penix like go toe to toe with anyone and come out on top.
Well, Zach Robinson is not going to be in the sky. He's going to be on the field now, so everything is going to be better.
That's true too.
I fucking hate this team, dude.
Yeah,
There's no fucking way.
I think that Bijan's going to score 2 to 3 touchdowns. I think they're going to control the tempo, and I think they're going to take some play actions deep. I think Atlanta's offense or defense can
like Zach Robinson
hold Mariota
on live on the field, and it's like, wow, he's really fast. I should give him the ball more.
This guy plays for us?
12 attempts last week. 12.
He didn't look that fast from the booth.
12 attempts on 5 yards a carry. 12 attempts.
Yeah, I think what they portray to the media and what they portray in the locker room are two different things. And if the first half doesn't go well, I would see a second half Kirk Cousins.
That'd be crazy.
Hot take right there. AJ Terrell is out, by the way, for the Falcons at corner. Their star corner.
I need you guys to carry for a second because the Mets are in a tight spot right now.
Because I don't understand the whole neutering aspect of it. The fact is he's a professional. He's being paid as a professional, and he's not performing. And if you do that 2 or 3 games in a row, you have to pull him. There has to be consequences for playing bad. And if that is benching him for a half and then seeing how he responds to that, it can develop some kind of mental fortitude to be able to beat a team that scores more than 7.
I agree. I think the whole neutering Zach Robinson, I do think it's a factor. I don't like Zach Robinson. But you got to put the blame on Michael Penix at some point. Like, you can't just be like, oh, he's neutered.
It's like his 10th career start as a professional, and they let him throw the ball 34 times.
Yeah. So in soccer, you become a professional at the age of 16, and then you can sign professional contracts at 18. They
comparing a soccer player to a quarterback.
They keep these kids in college to help them mature. They can't come out till 20, 21. They have extra time. They have everything built around them to be able to succeed. And then after 10 games, if you're not succeeding and you get pulled, I don't think that's a neuter. I think that's reality of the game you're playing.
The world.
You have to perform.
Yeah, at your job.
What happens at your job if the guy misses quota 3 times? You say, hey, he's only been here 5 months.
Here's your problem. Here's your one problem. I don't disagree with anything you just said. Here's the one problem, though. This coaching staff has made a decision to move on from Kirk Cousins, and because they all are wearing the Penix hat now, if they move on again and go back to Cousins, this whole team is getting fired. Everyone's losing their job.
Not if Kirk Cousins wins games.
You need to adapt with what's in front of you. You can't take a decision from last year and say, because I did that last year, I have to keep that this year.
And
you have to adapt to the situation.
And 2 things can't be true. Cousins could have deserved to get benched last year, and Penix could deserve to get benched this year. You can't just be like, you compound a mistake when you're like, oh, we're doing this and we're going to stick.
Spider-Man meme, dude. It's the same thing. Same thing.
I think the half of a benching, like if he gets benched the second half and Kirk Cousins goes on to win, and
I can see it.
Has to learn that for a few games.
This movie.
And then there's the Kirk Cousins revenge game against the Commanders. Then we fucking revenge game right back in your face, Mariota.
Oh yeah.
You like that?
Falcons
I like
money
that.
line.
That's what I'm talking about, John.
Falcons are going to win this, and
one way or the other, you're saying by hook or by crook is basically what you're saying.
Somebody's going to win a fucking revenge game.
There's no reason for this line to be at -1.5.
All right.
Except for the fact that it is to trap people like Zach.
And Falcons are home.
And me, but I've fallen into it too many times.
Marcus Mariota, Oregon product. It's coming.
Oregon.
Big weekend for Oregon, guys.
Big
weekend for Oregon,
guys. That's not
guys.
even cool.
I'm telling you right now. Anyway, all right.
As there's an Oregon duck above me.
One of the games of the week, Philadelphia Eagles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, rematch of the playoffs. Adoree Jackson is out, so the Eagles will be lining up a janitor at cornerback. Buccaneers, Mike Evans is out. Obviously, Chris Godwin's going to be game time. He practiced twice this week, took Thursday off. Tristan Wirfs is back. Exciting. Baker's Baker. He's on the injury report. We don't care. It's Baker Mayfield. He's playing. Eagles are road favorites. I see.
Is Lane Johnson playing?
-3.5. He's not on the injury report.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is the Bucs always beat the Eagles in the regular season, or just always
Especially
beat
in Tampa.
in general.
Yeah, especially in Tampa.
I might fact check myself, but I feel like the Bucs always beat the Eagles.
It's a good take. No. I saw it somewhere. I was watching a podcast, and I think someone mentioned that. Sounds right.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the Eagles are kind of due for a gut check. They got the crazy stat with like when Hurts finishes and starts and finishes the game, they've won like 17 in a row. I think they're like due for kind of that.
There was that one game he like got knocked out in the first.
It was against the Commanders. Yeah,
the concussion game, whatever it was.
Yeah, we got knocked out against the Commanders. Kenny Pickett came in, but last week they really were getting dominated physically in the first half. Second half, they open up, and I think the Rams kind of were just ill-prepared for the switch up and just kind of didn't put their, foot on their neck when they had to. They got away from the running game a little bit with Kyren. I think it's a big Bucky Irving showcase game, and I'm going to stand on the take that the Eagles' defense, which was the best defense in football last year, lost a lot more than people are noting when they lose Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, obviously Darius Slay in the secondary. Nakobe Dean is still not playing.
Oh, what's his name? Nolan Smith is out in this game.
Nolan Smith isn't playing.
Nolan Smith's on IR. That's huge. One of their defensive ends. He's one of their main pass
rushers.
And
there was a lot of like late adds to the injury report. Maybe guys are going to play or not play, but I think that the Eagles are just banged up. They got a great win, but I feel like that was almost like an energy sucking win, like a high adrenaline. And now like you have to go to Tampa and play a tough Bucs team, but then again, the Bucs are coming off 3 high adrenaline wins, but that just might be Baker Mayfield's wheelhouse. So
that's kind of where they live, yeah. And yeah, I love me some Baker. I think our podcast is super pro Baker. I like the Bucky Irving take. I think that Jordan Davis though is an animal. He's going to be all pro this year. It's looking like he's just been dominant. He had 2 blocked field goals last week. That's wild. And and the Bucs had a field goal blocked last week, if I'm not mistaken, as well. I remember in that game, and then Baker had to come against the Jets. So the special teams was a problem for the Bucs actually last week. And even though Baker came down and got them the field goal, that they got him back into field goal range again against the Jets, even after that play, and got them to win and alpha that. But still, the special teams on the Bucs is still questionable to me. So that could peek its head in this game a little bit. Philadelphia is just one of these teams that it's like their whole team is the MO of Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts has to rush the ball for 7 yards when it's 3rd and 6, that's what he's going to do. If they need to throw the ball to get the yards, they're going to throw the ball. Like anything that's required, they need to block a field goal to win the game, they'll block the field goal. It's just like they figure out ways to win in every shape and form, and it's hard for me to get away from that. But I do like the Bucs with the points at home. I'm always home dogs. I'm a big home dogs fan in general. So that's my thoughts.
And just for the record, the Bucs have won 6 of their last 7 games against the Eagles.
So 2 or 3 of those against Hurts.
And I just like the Bucs plus 154 money line at home. I don't know. I mean,
Emeka Egbuka, stud.
Yeah, the 3.5 points is also good, but that's minus 120, so it's one of those weird ones. I guess -3 would be minus 110. I don't know why DraftKings is showing that one there. That's weird, but
I like the Eagles here.
Eagles. Yeah, you're all Eagles.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley.
I think we've seen the Eagles at 60% on offense, and at some point here, they're going to let AJ loose. And they're going to let Devontae Brown loose.
Devontae Smith, you mean?
Yeah. Devontae Smith loose. I was thinking of A.J. Brown. I think they're going to let him loose at some point here. And Saquon hasn't exactly lit the place up yet. Mm-hmm. They've just been winning with special teams. Really, it feels like they always have a short field a lot of the times. And I don't know. I think this is I think if they open up the offense, I really think they can beat Tampa quite handedly.
Man, crazy take. All right, we'll see what happens in that game. It's going to be a good one to watch. Another home dog.
The thing about letting those guys loose is you really we saw Hurts sling in the second half last week, but I do think that is all dependent on them having to crash the box for Saquon. I don't know. Just he's got to prove it to me a little more than that. But I hear you.
I think that's.
I don't think we've seen the best
work.
of their offense. I think they have been very conservative.
I think that's also how they work. They let Saquon run. If it's not working, then they let Jalen Hurts throw. It's like very just quintessential in my head.
Rudimentary.
Yeah, rudimentary. Exactly. Yeah, just like very simple. If it's not working with Saquon, like it wasn't working against the Rams, okay, Jalen Hurts, go run, go win the game for us. The ball's in your hands the rest of the game. You run or you throw, whatever you want to do. That's it. And we'll run every now and then with Saquon to keep them honest, but the ball's in your hands now instead of Saquon's. And it's just like very ABC 1, 2, 3, and we're better than you, and we're stronger than you on the offensive line, and we're just gonna exude our force. That's it. Which will, I think, get exposed eventually this year, but especially in the playoffs. Los Angeles Chargers against another home dog, the New York Giants. It's the first start for our boy Jackson Dart. Exciting stuff for Giant fans to see what this is about. Thank the fuck Lord that we get to see it after 3 weeks and we don't have to wait any longer. This guy Russell Wilson's fucking painful, throwing it against the crossbar in the end of that game against the Chiefs. Ridiculous. But Mekhi Becton's on concussion protocol. He'll be out. Darius Davis, their returner, is going to be out. Will Dissly, tight end, will be out. Bozeman, their center, is questionable with a back problem. Graham Gano is out. Giants have signed Koo on the practice squad. He will be starting in this game at kicker for the Giants. Tyrone Tracy is out, obviously, as we saw. He'll be out for weeks. And then Nunez Roches, the defensive tackle, is questionable. Otherwise, pretty clean sheet for the Giants. This is a bad matchup. I would say Minter, the defensive coordinator on the Chargers, is one of the best in football. That Chargers defense is ferocious. I think they're giving a little bit of respect on the line, honestly. -6 is really, really nice. I think it's the Jackson Dart juice that's happening there. But I really see the Chargers just keeping their foot down, if I'm being an honest soul. And I'd be very shocked to see the Giants keep this within reach.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think this is like a tale of two possible dimensional outcomes, if you will, and that's Chargers defense and Jesse Minter confuse Jackson Dart, and they kind of just blitz them and blow them out and, make him make bad decisions. Or the Giants offense gets a crazy lift from Jackson Dart, and they compete and play hard and score a lot of points and are somehow in a close game. But I lean towards the Jesse Minter, seeing the exploitable traits of a rookie quarterback versus, Jackson Dart giving the Giants that lift.
And there's no film on Dart. That's the one thing he has going for him right now. There's really no film on him. He's never played with neighbors as much in the preseason, so no one's ever seen those two kind of play together with the full weapons with Theo Johnson and Wandell. What's his name is going to be starting at running back instead of Tracy. It's Scadaboo. Which is cool. He's had some really formidable games so far. I don't know. This game's so weird. What are your thoughts, Eddie?
I think you can alternate the line to Chargers -13.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of where I'm like, I didn't want to say it out loud, but like it feels like this could be a 30-10.
Yeah, I think the Giants have awful coaching. I think they were good coaches 3 years ago when they came in, but they have completely lost themselves. I think the play calling is ridiculous. I think it was fool's gold with Dallas, and that's why this line is at -6. It shouldn't be.
Fool's gold, and we still lost. Figured out a way to lose in that game by coaching, by the way.
I don't know if it's fake or not, but I was in another group chat where Jackson Dart posted a picture of Herbert's girlfriend on Instagram.
I didn't see that.
That's probably not what you want to do to a guy like him.
Yeah, it's crazy that
I hope that's fake.
I don't think it is.
I'm looking it up right now.
I don't know if you've heard the story about Eli Manning being like, "Hey Jackson, if you need anything, reach out to me. I got your back." And instead of asking about coverages or disguised blitzes, he asked if he could get him a reservation at Fort Charles in the city.
Yeah, see, I don't. I think there's a
reason.
reason
I don't know
he
if
didn't
Jackson
start.
Dart is.
God!
If he plays really good, maybe you could spin it to he's just so confident, this and that. But I think it's way more likely the situation where he just doesn't know where he's getting himself.
I think the chances of him performing at a acceptable NFL quarterback level are under 10%.
I think that it's actually a real post of this girl, Madison Beer. Oh my god.
He posted the girlfriend of the opposing quarterback.
Oh my god.
And did you not? And the Eli Manning story that
I heard
and
Manning cat.
Yeah.
He was probably at Fort Charles when he posted the picture.
Bro, Herbert's gonna throw. Herbert is gonna throw for 400 fucking yards on our team, dude.
I'm telling you, you can
Johnson,
alternate this to
I'm
minus
starting
13.
Quentin Johnson in Dynasty. There's no fucking way I'm not. This guy's. I hope Lad McConkey at least eats in this game. The guy's been so quiet all year. Like, if Herbert throws for 400 yards and this guy Lad's like 4 catches for 50 yards, I'm gonna lose my fucking skull, dude.
And you know what the play calling is, right? Like first down, incomplete pass, second down, run, third down, incomplete pass, or
Flip
3
it.
yards under the sticks, punt
Flip
the
it.
ball.
First down, run the ball every time. Second down, run the ball. Third down, pass the ball.
There's no creativity. I think the
Neighbors didn't catch a ball to the fourth quarter last week. Where's the design?
I think the Giants are in serious trouble, and they'll have new coaches by the end of the year, and they'll need another new quarterback by the end of the year.
I don't know about the new quarterback thing. I like Dart.
I didn't like the pick. I thought they should have went and just not. I didn't like any of the quarterbacks coming out.
Yeah, but you can't sell to a fan base with fucking Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, bro.
What are you going to sell them? Jackson
You
Dart.
better sell them something because you're watching Daniel Jones tear it up. And as I've told John on this podcast 1,000 times, the Giants failed Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones did not fail the Giants. That's how he even squeaked them a playoff win. I'm telling y'all, everyone was calling him a bust. The bro gets it done if he had some fucking formidable offensive weapons and some kind of continuity on the offense. That's what quarterbacking is. I cannot say this enough.
He has no offensive line here. And
there's nothing on this team. Andrew Thomas has played one game in fucking 2 years.
And Jackson Dart, I think, is way worse than Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
You're like, there's no film for a reason.
Yeah.
Like there's no film for a reason.
No film on him was a very funny comment. Like he's a rookie.
It just means that he's never started a game.
He's
so,
never played a game in the NFL. Like that's your good.
Yeah, that's the only thing he has going for him.
This isn't like a guy coming off MLB like where he makes his first because he's hitting 375.
Who has like 6 different pitchers.
By the second half, it's like, all right, he's doing this, and he's doing this. They have iPads on the sideline, like tendency.
He also played a fucking million snaps at Ole Miss. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, and I'll equate the QB. Last week, I took Vikings, and I actually put my entire account on them on multiple alternate lines because the line was so skewered because of Jake Browning coming in and scoring a couple TDs. And I knew that Vikings defense with a full week to prepare for Jake Browning.
Brian Flores was salivating in the fucking... He's like, if you let this piece of shit touch the fucking end zone, I'm going to fucking cut all of you.
That was the easiest bet I've ever had. I've lost every bet since then. But that one I hit.
Yeah, I already had, Chargers -6 in the group chat as a Hotz pick, because I didn't want that line to move. I got it at -110. The line's still -6, but it's -112, so a little
losing
bit
money by the minute. Yep. Yeah, I think we're all on the same page in this one. It would be shocking to see Dart do anything different, but also when you post your counterparts, girlfriends, the quarterback's girlfriend, and he's already leading the league in passing, good luck to you. While he has 3 formidable weapons that are kicking ass and a running back that looks like he just is about to take shape here. Marion Hampton had his coming out party a little bit last week. We could see more of that again this week, obviously. So we'll see what happens in that game. I'm excited to see what Dart can bring. If they can keep it close, at least, that'll make me happy. If they get the doors blown off of them, Dable better start looking for jobs at McDonald's. Jacksonville Jaguars at the San Francisco 49ers.
Looks like
Niners. Huh?
He looks like he eats at McDonald's.
He used to be fatter, actually. When they won games, he was fatter. Now that he's gotten in shape, they've only lost games. It's like when Ben McAdoo started slicking his hair back, they started losing every game. His first season, they go 10-6, and then the boat game. But this next seasons after that, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, Jaguars at the Niners, -3.5. I see for the Niners. Hotz, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Just the -3.5 I got.
Cool. Ricky Pearsall, I saw, came up on the injury report. He's probably going to go. Juwan Jennings is a go. Brock Purdy is back in the lineup after missing a couple games. Could have played last week from what I read, so that's good to see that they're going to give him a full go here. Christian McCaffrey is on pace to have the most touches in a season for a running back in history, and he's never even scored a rushing touchdown yet, which is insane. The Jags, I just can't see them going across the country and beating the Niners. I think the Niners are a good team. I think Nick Bosa being out sucks. I agree with that, but I just feel like Saleh's led this defense to be a juiced defense again, and they're just in the right position at all times. And Christian McCaffrey, that's it.
Yeah, I think is Purdy back
Officially.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough for the Jaguars to win this game. I think I'd have to hammer the Niners here. The over-under is 46.5. That's a little tricky. Jaguars, kind of weird team, but I think it's just I also am like, are the 49ers really going to be 4-0? I did think they'd be a good candidate to bounce back, but still, they just lost Bosa for the year, which is massive, and I don't know. I mean, it's a weird spot. It's a weird game, weird line. I wish it was -2.5.
Thought about going to the game actually, but I don't know. I just can't stomach it. Pays $150 to go watch two random teams. I don't give a damn about it.
Yeah, you'd rather see like someone coming in who's going to be like a Hall of Fame running back.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to sit on it. I'm keeping an eye on the schedule. We'll see. We're hitting the Stanford game though today in a couple hours. We're gonna go to it's a Bill Walsh legacy game. They're playing. It's a rivalry game against the San Jose State. We got like 5th row tickets for like $30 a piece.
Harbaugh coached for both of those teams too, I think.
Yeah. Also, I haven't seen Frank Reich's team up close, so I want to go see it and see what's up.
There you go.
Yeah. What do you think about this game, Ed?
I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say something.
No, I was just asking what you think about this game, the Jags Niners.
I like Jags to cover.
Interesting. ETN and toot that thing up, mommy, make it roll. Brian Thomas
I think they've progressively played better each and every game, and if they keep the same trajectory, the offense is going to click. And I think that Duke Brian Thomas is a star waiting to happen.
Yeah, but he seems banged up though. Yeah, he's been like kind of alligator arm and ball. It's just like a hurt wrist, hurt hand. I have him in fantasy, so I've been paying close attention. And it seems like he just isn't 100% out there. But if he got healthy this week, then yeah, I'd say watch out.
Brian Thomas is currently dealing with a nagging wrist injury that has appeared on the team's injury report. It's not currently being described as a severe long-term problem. It's almost worse. He's just going to sit on it all year. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I know. I like the offensive weapons, though, on this Jags team. They're underrated. I do like Tootin a lot. ETN seems to have found his stride again. Strange is a solid tight end. Travis Hunter's a nice, too.
It was a very addition by subtraction trade by getting rid of Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, agree. Couldn't agree more. I love Tootin. I've said that to Hotz a bunch. I'm a big fan of his. Yeah, we'll see. I think if Brian Thomas is hopefully getting better week over week, then yeah, absolutely. I think he can have a big game. If it's just the same nag, then I'm concerned that they won't have enough guys to catch the ball in this game. But if they can keep the running game going and get off there, then you never know. Once you get the running game going with Trevor Lawrence, that's the key. If you don't get the running game going with Trevor Lawrence, then he throws picks, and that's just the MO. So we'll see. It's a close game. It's a really trappy line, trappy game. The over/under is
I think the Jags cover. It's 3.5, right?
Yeah.
I think the Jags cover.
Like I said, I'd like it a lot more if the Niners were 2.5. Just one of those. Any time you see 7.5, 14.5, 3.5, one of those 10.5, one of those football-y numbers, it's hard to bet.
Yep. Speaking of those hard numbers,
give me 1 sec. Sorry.
No, you're good. We're gonna keep it rolling. Speaking of those tough numbers, Indianapolis Colts at the Rams. Rams are -3.5 at home. Alec Pierce is out on concussion. Kenny Moore is out. Wow, I didn't see that with the Achilles. And then DeForest Buckner is questionable. Devontae Adams is questionable. So is Havenstein, the offensive lineman. And both tight ends are questionable for the Rams. It's a weird game.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely, like we just said, one of those football-y lines. But then again, it also seems like the Rams at home show they're a good team. Obviously, we're dominating the Eagles till a bit of a collapse. Colts, this is, I guess, fuck around and find out game for the Colts. We're going to know a lot about both of these teams probably, but definitely the Colts are going to show. Are we for real 4-0 contenders? People got to worry about us, or is it like, okay, maybe they were a little fraudulent? In these first few wins. Obviously, the Dolphins stink.
Jags are solid, but that's about it.
The Broncos are good too, but
that game was a bullshit penalty. They were a penalty away from losing.
True, exactly. The game was a little fluky, if not the team that they played. I mean, you're just saying Daniel Jones through the first 3 games. I mean, the guy has to be considered Offensive Player of the Year candidate. Maybe even MVP candidate. So if he keeps playing,
turnovers.
you never know what they can be.
Weird. Kenny Moore being out. He had a pick 6 last week. That's big on the defense. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a big loss.
Puka and Devontae.
Without knowing about how good this team is, any loss is massive.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I have to. If I have to take here, it's the Rams. I still am not quite there with Daniel Jones yet. As good as he's looked, he's played really well. I'm not trying to take that away from him, but I still can't be like, oh, they're going to go on the road and beat the Rams. That seems like a very difficult task.
Yeah, going across the country.
They can definitely cover, though. Like we were just saying, those tracky lines.
Yeah, I could see a game-winning field goal type of game, Cardi. Yeah, I could see that. I also see the Colts front the defense is a little underrated. Stafford. I think Blake Corum is starting to become the goal line back, so Kyron Williams owners are pissed off. I don't know. This is a weird game. Definitely weird. What's the over/under in this game?
The over/under is 49.5. That's pretty high.
Yeah, I was about to say it's probably high. I do love the over, though. I would alt that down maybe a couple nods, maybe like to the 45 count. But I love the over on the Colts and the Rams in general. I do.
Yeah.
JT, number 1 running back in football right now. Tyler Warren is a beast. They have formidable weapons. Offensive line's real. The defensive line, though, on the Rams is real. So something's got to give there.
Yeah, I think you said it, though, with Kenny Moore being out. I think that the Colts defense isn't really the strength of their team, and that Stafford, Nakua, and Adams are just really starting to cook. And
Nakua is the WR1 right now, I think.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm just saying the 3, the Migos, if you will, like that 3. Hey. How are you, Frankie?
Frank, you got a take on this? The Colts versus the Rams? You got a take? You're on mute, by the way.
He's muted.
You're muted.
She just woke up and she said Rams.
She said Rams. Oh,
Rams lock, mega lock.
Yeah,
lock of the week.
Yeah, we like the Rams, but I do unfortunately, guys, have to go because
get out of
here. Do your thing, Eddie. We appreciate you locking in, Eddie. I'm gonna run down some games. I want you to give me quick picks right now. Bears, Raiders. Ravens at the Chiefs. Ravens are on the road favored, -2.5.
Ravens.
Packers, Cowboys. Packers -7.
Packers over 100.
Okay. Jets at the Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Cincinnati Bengals, and Fields is playing in that game. You want to take that back?
No.
Okay. Bengals at the Denver Broncos, -7.5 Broncos.
Broncos to cover.
Got it. Have a great day.
That Denver defense is going to do what the Vikings did.
Hey, I
love
like that
take. I have them on defense for 14-team. Frankie, have a nice day.
Have a good one, guys.
Go Rams.
Go Rams. I love it. That was cute. That was a nice send off.
Yeah.
Let's run this back then, John. So let's go back. Colts, Rams. We just said it seems like you're leaning Rams, like you said, right? We can park off that.
Yeah, we could park on that. We can go to the Ravens Chiefs game.
Let's do the Ravens at Chiefs game. Ravens are favored on the road. Weird fucking game. Both teams are 1-3, 1-2.
Yes, correct. The Chiefs just beat the Giants, and the Ravens won their second game against the Browns. Before we even get into this game specifically, whoever loses this game,
it's over.
No, I kind of want to put a Super Bowl future on.
Oh shit!
AFC, there's a lot of ways to creep into the wild card, and if Ravens right now at 1-2 already have the second best odds still to win the Super Bowl, and the Chiefs are the Chiefs. I mean, is that a crazy move? Like 1-3, it's hard, but at the same time, if the odds are right, if it's 10-1 or more, I think I'd bet either one of these teams to win.
The thing that I saw from Harborough about Metabuke, it seems like he's not going to play this year, maybe. It's crazy to say. It's really scary, whatever's going on there. Patrick Ricard is out. Isaiah Likely and Stanley are going to play. Kyle Van Noy might play, which is cool. Isaiah Likely's debut. I got the Ravens in this game winning. Ravens have put up 40-plus, I think, in every game. Chiefs have problems scoring the ball. I think that's exactly their recipe. Chiefs defense is not as good as we think it is. That's a problem. They're older, as we've said. They have Miles. I would say if the Chiefs lose, it's a fade for the rest of the year. I don't like them at all. If the Ravens lose, then that's a nice Super Bowl pick. That's what I would say.
Right, that's a fair. I like that take. I like this seems well thought through. But again, it's just hard for me to give up on the Chiefs. But it's
if they make it to the wild card and they have Rashee Rice and they have Worthy. Worthy's going to be playing this week for the first time too. He's not on the injury report, so that's exciting. Ravens secondary and defense in general is atrocious. I don't know. Something's up with the Chiefs. It's just like, something reeks.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think they've been relying, before they
used to put it up and score, and they relied on the defense, and now there's nothing.
That's what I was trying to say. Before 2 years ago, they were relying on the offense. Now they're sort of relying on the defense, and now that's caught up to them, and it's like you got to pay these guys at some point or another point, and this is why, people don't win year in and year out. The NFL is set up for parity, like we talked about before, and you get to a point where you can't pay the quarterback and the defensive stalwarts, and you have to kind of get lucky with draft picks. Not get lucky, or be very skilled, but no one's going to be able to do that over and over and over again, no matter how well you hire. People get taken away from you. We've seen it with the Eagles even, with their success, and then people get stolen away. And it's hard to win with two brand new coordinators or new assistant GMs and new fucking cleaners.
Anything with the word new.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to keep the continuity when you're winning because people will pay more to take the guys from your staff. And it seems like the Chiefs, as much as they've been able to keep the Spagnuolos of the world, and Andy Reid kind of runs the offense. So, like, their coaching, maybe, I think it has gotten to a point with scouting management where maybe they've fallen behind a little bit.
Agree. All right, we can quickly skim over the Bears-Raiders game. I got the Bears by 100 in this game. I feel like they're getting right. The Raiders are a mess. I don't know. I don't like this game at all. It's a fade in general, but two terrible teams. I got the Bears though. You're on mute for some reason. I don't know why. I can't hear you. Oh.
No, I was muted. Sometimes I mute myself when you're talking.
I just can't see because when Eddie did the mute before, I could see it on the screen, but yours I couldn't see. That's why I was like,
mine is through the mic. That's why.
I got you.
But I think that the Bears and the Raiders is a very interesting game to me because both teams are kind of. I have no idea what they are, but it's hard.
Floundering.
As a favorite against anyone, but then again, they beat the Patriots on the road, where we're like, oh, they kind of show some signs that they could be good. It's just their defense is interesting, obviously, with Max Crosby. The Bears' offensive line still doesn't seem like they're that much improved to the sinkhole that they've been before. The Cowboys are no brag in terms of blocking up front. They really can't rush the passer, so it's hard to really know what this team is. I like if you're going to bet the Bears, I guess the Bears money line at even money. They're close.
Colston Loveland's out, by the way, officially.
I mean, I haven't seen him on the field this whole season. I don't think anyway. So I don't know how much that out really means. I think I've seen Matt do some more work than him, but I'm not crazy about this game. We could get into the night games and finish out the week with the final three strong.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. Packers at your Cowboys. Looks like Bland is going to play. I think the I want to say this about this game for a second here. Obviously, the main reason why I'm going to pick the Packers is because CeeDee Lamb is not playing. That's just the main place I sit. If CeeDee Lamb and Booker were in this game and Bland was back, this is like, again, for the Packers. I fucking hate LaFleur. I'm not a fan. I don't like his pretty boy ass. I'm not a fan of his at all. I think I even like Schottenheimer more than him. I'm not even playing. Jordan Love, if you can get to him, bro's a shake box. So, I still am not arrived at saying Jordan Love is elite. He's a very good quarterback. Dak Prescott's a better one. Still got Dak Prescott over Jordan Love as an overall player. So if I had CD and Tyler Booker, I'd be all over this. But because of that, the Micah Parsons revenge is going to just stick out too much because Dak's going to hold that ball a little bit extra second because it's going to be a little bit harder for guys to get open. I can see Ferguson having 10 catches in this game with 35 yards and it being one of those games where it could get ugly fast.
Yeah, I think the one thing you haven't mentioned is the Cowboys' defense. I just don't see how they're going to stop Josh Jacobs, the run game, and then the run game is going to open up the passing game for Jordan Love. I just think that I saw Green Bay plus over 27.5 at even money, and I said hammer that. I don't see how Green Bay doesn't score 28. The Bears just put up 31 and kind of didn't even have to score in the whole second half of the game virtually. Their defense is just a sinkhole right now. I know Bland will be back, but I think if he and Diggs are playing, they're still going to be limited.
And it really doesn't matter because if there's no pass rush, then corners don't matter.
Yeah, they might matter, but there'll still be other guys to throw the ball to, the tight ends, the running backs, the third.
And they can't cover for 7 seconds.
Yeah, and also I think that they're just going to run the ball. Josh Jacobs right down their throat. I mean, they tried to bring in Jack Sanborn from Chicago and Kenneth Murray, and they're just kind of like regular-ass guys. They're okay, but they're really not great. They're not helping plug the run game as bigger middle linebackers like we'd hope. Kenny Clark has been good. Solomon Thomas has been good. The interior line has been the strength, but I think you could run off tackle on the Cowboys, throw sweeps, get screen passes going, and again, attack the tight end against those guys who are supposed to be good run defending linebackers, and they're not doing great at that.
Tucker Kraft is going to be poor.
And they're not doing great at that, and they're certainly not doing great at, pass coverage. So we'll see how that goes.
Could get ugly fast in that one, but if Dallas can just keep up scoring, I think that eventually you could fish a turnover off of Jordan Love and make it interesting. That's how I feel about him because he's not somebody that necessarily holds on to the ball. He's one of these rock and fire guys, if that makes sense. Like he drops back, off the back leg, boom, fire. Off the back leg, boom, fire. So you could catch him with his pants down sometimes, the way Jordan Love kind of plays. So I think if eventually if Dallas can keep up scoring, it could get interesting. But if Green Bay gets up quick and then it's the Josh Jacobs show, it'll get very ugly very fast. That's kind of my thoughts.
I agree. I do think 7 points is a lot, but I don't think at the Cowboys either. It's a tough spot.
Yeah, and Micah Parsons might have 7 sacks for every fucking point in that spread.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, Jets at Miami. Justin Fields is gonna play, which is cool off the concussion. Last time he played against Miami when he was on Chicago, he broke the record for rushing yards, 170 something rushing yards in that game when he was on the Bears. Breece Hall sucks. That's the one thing I would say. This Jets offense is kind of anemic. Garrett Wilson fished a touchdown at the end of the game last week, but this Miami team sucks. And I saw Tyreek Hill's questionable. He was out, personal reasons today at practice. I hate this team. I hate this game. I hate Aaron Glenn, and I hate Mike McDaniel. I hate everything in this game. I don't think I hate a game more this week than this one. This one's really fucking terrible to watch, and the fact that they put it on the early slate on Monday Night Football is fucking annoying. They should have put the Cincy-Denver game. I think I'd much rather watch Browning and Bo Nix. But what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, no, I mean, at least it's a 7:15 and an 8:15. It's a staggered start. I might as well.
Just staggered start. I didn't know that. I thought they were doing 7 and 10 again.
Yeah, no, so I'll just combine both of them kind of. The Jets and the Dolphins, I think I have to go with the Jets here. Take the 2.5, move it to 3.5, whatever you want to do, the money line. Like I said, I just don't think there's going to be a game where I bet the Dolphins off season. And like you're saying, Tyreek Hill, saying personal reasons, this and that. Like, he doesn't want to be there. He wants to be traded. it's a tough scene. Maybe even bet it before he's officially out, or even anyway, just because if he is playing, maybe he's just not locked in. I think there's a good chance of that. So I think I'm on the Jets this week, over under 45.5. I mean, the Dolphins play no defense. You saw the Jets and Steelers week 1.
I got the over there.
Yeah, I think so too. Just a tough, kind of ugly game, like you said, to chew through on Monday night. As for the Bengals and the Broncos minus 7.5 at home. Bengals, tough spot.
Tough spot.
Over under 44.5. I think the Broncos.
You just got all this film on what you fucking did wrong last week.
Yeah, kind of similar to the Saints, where like, oh, this is just one of those games where the veterans are like, we have to do something, to prove that we're not pathetic losers. But also the Broncos at home, minus 7.5. I just think they're going to score. I think the Cincinnati defense is just not good enough to compete without an elite offense.
Cortland Sutton was a monster last week, 116 yards and a tud. I think Troy Franklin could get a good game going here, not just because I'm starting him, but I actually think so. Since his defense is so anemic. The Shamar Stewart rookie is going to be out again. Noah Fant's out. So even the security blanket's going to be out for them. T. Higgins is pissed off during the week. I saw Jamar Chase say something like, you want more targets, go fucking ask for them. Something like that. But I don't think it matters. Also, Nick Pitino's third in the league in pressures right now. The guy's a fucking animal. Denver defense, Sean Payton, he's gonna alpha Zach Taylor in this game, and if they can hang around in this game, I'd be shocked. This could be a 17-3 game, one of those types of games.
Yeah, no, and I think it could be a 31-17 game. I think they're going to move. I think Denver's going to score. I think Denver's going to move the ball. I think they're going to run the ball well. I think they're going to throw the ball well. I just think
a little RJ Harvey action, maybe a little coming out party a little bit.
Potentially. I think Dobbins is going to have a good game if he stays on the field. I love Denver here. I know 7.5 is a lot to lay. If you want to move the line, parlay it, something like that, I'm fine with that. But I just think Denver may be over points. I have to look into it, but I think they're going to score. So we'll see.
We'll see. There's our picks for the week. Let's get into a little Hotz corner here. I want to look up and see if the Blue Jays won, by the way.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Blue Jays won again.
Obviously got an eye on the Mets game too.
It's going to come down to Sunday. Blue Jays lose tomorrow. Yankees win. Yankees win the division. Both teams win. Blue Jays win the division. Only way Yankees win the division is if the Blue Jays lose tomorrow and the Yankees win. That's it. So 2 scenarios, we lose. 1 scenario, we win. Not looking great. Blue Jays are doing their job to close up the division and maybe close up the MVP on Judge with that. We'll see.
Yeah, potentially. All right. Who is your favorite character? Who is your favorite animated character in a movie?
In a movie?
Yeah.
Animated character in a movie. This is a good question, John. I wasn't expecting this. Let me get Shrek.
All right, Shrek. How much would you pay to sign a prime Mike Allstott to the current day Giants? Like, what kind of contract do you offer in 1 year?
1 year? I'd give him $20 million.
$20 million? Holy
sure. Him and Cam Scatterbo, the White Knights.
If you could have one original piece of art hanging in your house, what would it be? Or you could just say an artist's painting. Thing or something like
probably, that. Probably something by Murakami.
All right. You're down 11 in the fourth quarter with 1 minute and 10 seconds left. First and 25 at the 27-yard line. You have all 3 of your timeouts. What do you do?
On your own 27.
No. It's first and 25 at the other 27-yard line. So a 44-yard field goal. Go try to score a touchdown.
And you're down by how many points, you said?
11, and you have all 3 timeouts.
You're down by 11 points?
Yeah.
Oh, so you need a 2-point conversion.
You need a touchdown,
a 2-point conversion, and a field goal. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see the scenario. I don't believe in what you're trying to alley-oop me to. I'm going to get that touchdown. So I would first and 25, throw. I would throw until you get a touchdown there by hook or by crook, onside kick, And if you get the onside kick, then you go for the half field to get the field goal to tie.
All right. If you had to rebrand any of the 4 major sports teams, what team would you pick, and give a brief description of the rebrand?
I would rebrand the Jets as the New Jersey Jets, and I would move them out of the MetLife Stadium and move them into Cherry Hill or bumfuck New Jersey.
Would you rather be a Zamboni driver or a grounds crew member?
Oh, grounds crew all day.
Does a great defensive catcher benefit the pitching staff of the team he plays for, or would you say catching the ball apparently makes your pitchers throw it well, sarcastically?
I would say the way you frame and catch the ball matters more. No sarcasm.
So the great defensive catcher benefits the pitching staff he plays for?
Versus, what was the other one?
Catching the ball apparently makes your pitchers throw it well, sarcastically.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. You're a funny guy. I guess the former.
Who is the greatest guitar player of all time?
Oof. I'm going to go with Skinner.
That's a band.
But what's his name? Leonard Skinner's lead guitarist. Fuck, what's his name? Oh my god. Lead guitarist. It's just slipping my brain. Yeah, Alan Collins or Led Zeppelin. I'll go Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin.
Jimmy Page is Zeppelin.
Yeah, Jimmy Page.
All right. Name the quarterbacks who have started a game for the Giants since the year 2000.
Oh, this is the trivia?
Yeah.
Name the quarterbacks that have started a game for the Giants since the year 2000?
Yeah, 14.
Okay. This is cool. I like this one.
14 is pretty good for a team.
Yeah, it's not bad. Thank God for Eli Manning, the number one name.
Carries a lot of that weight, but still.
Yeah. Kurt Warner.
Yep.
Kerry Collins.
You said Eli already, Soldier.
Yeah, I said Eli. Eli, Kurt Warner, Kerry Collins.
Yep.
Smith, Daniel Jones, Russell Wilson, Tommy Cutts, Tyrod Taylor.
Nice.
Let me think in there with some backups. Got to get some backups in there. It's gonna get tough right now. I don't know why, but Chris Sims' name came to my brain, but that's right.
Yeah. Incorrect.
Yeah, he only played for Tampa. Not the Giants. Man, it's tough now. I don't know.
Yeah.
How many have I named? 7?
So far, you have Kerry Collins, Kurt Warner, Eli Manning, Geno Smith, Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor, Tommy DeVito, and Russell Wilson. So I think that's 8. Yeah, that's 8. Yeah. There's 6 more.
Quarterback.
Let me know when you're ready for
a clue.
Yeah, clues.
I'm thinking, man, that's tough. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't have anybody. I'm trying to
One of them played last year.
Who? Jameis Winston?
No, one of them started.
No, I know what you're saying.
The Giants last year.
I don't know. Last year?
Yes, last season.
Tyrod played. Tommy Cutlets played.
I don't know if Tyrod played last year.
Did that Tyrod play last? No, Tyrod did play last year, or 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy did play, but not last year, obviously.
Yeah, Eli's back up.
Yeah, Colt McCoy is on there.
There's a Tampa quarterback. It wasn't Chris Sims, another white doofy, who played for Tampa too.
Yep.
Fuck. I was on something there with the Tampa QB, like the whatever.
College at NC State.
Mike Glennon.
Mike Glennon, correct.
Mike Glennon. Yeah. Okay. I was on to that one. That was fucking bullshit. I was on that.
The guy who played last year.
Yeah, that doesn't help me at all.
He played at Seattle before that. He had a big win against the Eagles. That's the starter one game for Seattle. Before that, he was Denver, drafted by Denver. Goes with the key.
Drew Lock. Man.
Drew Lock started 5 games last year.
Yeah, wow. That's a crazy one. Holy shit.
There's 2 more left.
Oh, I got one. The guy that's now on like NCAA.
There's 3 more left. I'm sorry.
He does like the NCAA panelist for one of the channels. Like he's like a college reporter guy. Palmer. Not Carson Palmer.
He was on The Bachelor. He was Kerry Collins' backup.
Yeah. I don't know his first name, I don't think. Something with a J, I think, but I don't know.
It is with a J.
I got nothing.
Jesse Palmer. There you go.
Yeah. I was like E. Like it's just I'm just like going through a Rolodex in my brain, bro.
The other one was one of the other 2. There's 2 more left. One of the other 2 was like a surprising draft pick from Cal. I want to say 3rd round. They traded up to get him. I know he's from Cal, but I want to say 3rd round. They traded.
Oh, this is during the Daniel Jones era.
Yeah, maybe even like the same draft.
This is Jake.
Jake is right, but Jake isn't who I'm talking about. But there is a Jake. If you want me to, it's because Jake didn't go to Cal. Jake went to Georgia.
A big school. Yeah, Jake. I know this.
The Geno Smith poll was pretty impressive. He started 1 game. I went to that game actually.
My dad went to the fucking the training camp, and he got this guy's autograph. I shit you not. That year. Yeah. Georgia quarterback's autograph. That's why this is embarrassing. I should know this name. Tom was the first thing that came to my brain, but but I got nothing else. Jake. From.
Yeah, From. Yeah.
All right, I got nothing else.
Cal traded up from Cal. Charlotte's blank is his last name.
Charlotte's. Oh, you're saying Webb? Oh, yeah. Davis Webb. Damn, that was a good clue. Nice. Yeah. I can't believe I named some of those names. Mike Glennon is a pull.
It took you a little while to get to a few of them too. Drew Lock was tough.
Drew Lock is tough to miss. That's like a Jokic type of. Yeah, I should have had that.
He started 5 games last.
I also have him on one of my dynasty teams. That's what's pathetic.
Yeah, and I'll say Jesse Palmer took a little bit, but that's also I guess a little tricky. But
I got Palmer though.
But he took a while. He's pretty in the zeitgeist, you know.
I know. Some of those names are very like.
Geno Smith is the best pro. I guess McCoy was nice too. Jake Fromm, I gave you a little help there, Georgia.
Yeah.
Everything. Mike Glennon, little help, NC State.
I was in that world though.
Yeah, you said Tampa quarterback. I was like,
I said Chris Sims. I was like, no. There is a Tampa quarterback with the white doofy. I was like, somebody.
Yeah.
That's a good quiz. I like that quiz. That was good.
Yeah, that's solid. One of my questions was, I was like, all right, don't be mean. One of my questions would be like, was last week's quiz the worst quiz in the history of the show?
I wouldn't say that.
Yes, it was.
I've done worse quizzes. No way.
No, that was the worst one.
That's
That's the speculation of a website. It's not even like official team, you know.
I had to make the list. The problem, the saddest part about that though, is that I had to manually do it into my notepad. Is what's crazy about all of it.
Yeah, that's crazy. You could have just said like, "Who do I think is the
I
second
know.
or two on each team?"
It was just an over engineering terribly.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna do like offensive coordinators or something after I did head coaches.
I thought about it. I thought about doing that or DC.
That would have been hard. I probably got like 12, honestly. I don't think
OC's is tough. So is DC's. Not easy.
Yeah.
Like, who's the Giants DC?
Harry Fuel.
That's Shane Bowen, former
Who's
DC
the Cowboys
player.
offensive coordinator. Yeah, exactly. Nobody knows this shit. But
Who is it?
I think his name's like Shane Larson.
Exactly. Like, no one knows who that is. You're a Cowboy fan.
Yeah, no, I don't know who it is. Because Schottenheimer calls the plays too.
Cowboy OC.
No, it's like Todd McLean or something like that.
Clayton Adams.
Yes, I didn't know that actually. He's like not even a football guy, I don't think.
Oh no. All right, go through the questions quick, and then we'll wrap it up for today.
Yeah.
And then we'll go this game.
Favorite animated character in a movie? I don't even think Shrek is the best animated character in that movie. I would go Donkey.
Oh, Donkey, yeah, Eddie Murphy.
I like Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear's a good one. I thought Woody. I thought Toy Story, like Woody. I thought that too.
Woody,
Another one that came to my brain was Bugs Bunny and Space Jam.
Yeah, and I wasn't gonna do any like the series. That's why I didn't do TV because I didn't want to be like Morty or like Rick. You know?
Yeah.
Or like Aqua Teen, Hunger Force.
Well, I would have went with probably like Stewie. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want any like the funny animations to be involved. I wanted to do like
movie was a good one. Movie threw me off.
I thought about the Scar from Lion King.
Oh wow, good one. Yeah, it's a good one.
Genie from Aladdin.
Yeah, Ratatouille, the boy.
Robin Williams in Aladdin is amazing. He's like that's like
Legend.
a campy gay character, like while he's
Yeah.
Genie characters. Like, hi Gwen, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Robin Williams is one of the goats, man, for sure.
How much would you pay to sign a prime Mike Allstott to the current day Giants? $20 million.
Yeah, bro. $20 million. Put it on the board.
You have to like cut people to sign him then.
Good. Cut Russell Wilson.
Like,
See you later. Cut
Yeah.
Russell Wilson. Let me get Mike Allstott. Put him with Scat, you know?
I do feel like he would almost like it's like that weird thing where like maybe less is more is not the right word, but like cyclically, like how fashion trends come around, like a big strong running back now. It's almost like Derrick Henry, like he's not quite obviously as fast or athletic, but like it would work today because the defenses are smaller, you know, like
Think about Patrick Ricard missing on that team and how Henry's been doing. Like,
yeah. Or even not blocking, just giving him the ball. I feel like he could be.
yeah, like an inside quick handoff. Mike Allstott was a savage, dude. He'd run people over.
Let's say you're on the Browns and you're like, all right, let's just go through Mike Allstott and play good defense and try to go 4 yards in a cloud of dust. If you could have one original piece of art hanging in your house, what would it be? You said I don't recall. I don't want to. It's not in my lexicon. The guy that you said.
Yeah, Murakami, bro. He's the best. Haruki Murakami.
It sounded like a Japanese name.
Yeah, he's a legend. His artwork is just ridiculous. I went to the when I was in Cleveland to go to the Hall of Fame. I went to his exhibit and it was ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. Murakami. Yeah.
With the Canton? I went
to Canton Hall of Fame, but in Cleveland, in the Cleveland Art Museum, which is one of the more famous art museums in the country, they had a Murakami exhibit, and outside of it, to start the exhibit, was one of the temples from Shogun, and inside the temple was his artwork to start the exhibit off. It was very dope.
That's sick.
All right.
I'll look up his work after this. You're down 11 in the fourth quarter with 1 minute and 10 seconds left. 1st and 25 at the 25-yard line. What do you do? You're just saying 4 chucks at the end zone. Hope it doesn't get picked off. Hope you don't get tackled in bounds. The only reason I'd say kicking a field goal isn't the worst option is because you still have all 3 timeouts. You could kick it deep, try to get a stop, and try to get the ball back.
Yeah, I hate that, though. I hate the assumption that you're going to get a touchdown. I don't like assumption touchdown. I like assumption field goal.
But the assumption is that you're going to score a touchdown from the 25 or from the 27 when you have to go first and 25. Like, that's a hard touchdown. It's not like you're at the 6 and it's first and 5.
Yeah, but first and 25, a little bit more prevent defense, probably get 10 yards underneath, second and 15.
All right, 10 yards underneath. Now you got to burn a timeout.
No problem. Third and
there's no problem because now
you can play the sidelines. Not necessarily. You can do a JSN
after you use one timeout though. Now you're onside kicking. You lose the kick deep option. You have to get an onside kick, and no one ever gets an onside kick anymore.
It's enough time to spike the ball too. To me,
fair. Spike the ball 45. 50 seconds.
45. Play the sidelines. JSN had the sideline play. These teams are lazy when they play prevent defense. I don't know.
But I don't think JSN, they were at like their own 40. They weren't at the 27. They're not going to give you the sidelines.
Teams are stupid though, man. They stupid, man. Stupid things happen. They seem dumber.
I mean, I'm not saying it's an obvious, but I think that there's a merit to just kicking the field goal. Especially if you have a good field goal kicker. You get the 3 points, and then you make it an 8-point game down.
But also, if I don't get the 2-point conversion, I got to kick an onside anyway.
Yeah, which is more of a reason to kick a field goal and prolong the game. It's like free throws in basketball, like letting them hit the free throws, like it prolongs the game.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I think there's a couple ways to look at it. I just think the touchdown thing, if you're 25 yards away from scoring a touchdown, you got to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I mean, 27 yards, first and 25, you can't really get the first down. You basically got 4 shots at the end zone from the 27, Basically first and goal from the 27. It's a tough task. You have a short field, I don't know.
Short field. You got to do some underneath stuff to get to that third and manageable for sure. You got to play the sidelines. If you burn timeouts, you're fucked probably either way, but you're probably fucked either way is the point.
Yeah, it's a hard. Like I said, I think it depends on your defense. There's a lot of things that go into it. It's not an easy hype.
Yeah, it depends on your quarterback too. Like Joe Burrow, I'm going for the touchdown. Like if you have a bad quarterback, probably kicking the field goal.
If you had to rebrand any of the 4 major sports teams, what team would you pick? And give me a brief description of the rebrand. You said New Jersey Jets and move them to like Cherry Hill, I guess closer to the Jersey Shore down the Garden State Parkway a little bit. I would do something more maybe intense, like the Utah Jazz. There's no jazz music in fucking Utah, like the Utah Avalanche or something, like the Utah fucking Mountaineers, like the Utah Miners, like something like that makes sense.
The Utah Whites.
Yeah. Utah White Caps and be a little bit subtle with it,
There we
Utah
go.
Mountains, like, I don't know.
White Caps is cool.
Yeah.
Like a mountain phrase, but kind of a reference to everyone being white that lives there.
Yeah, exactly. But your whole team would be black because of the basketball.
But it's just fuck the Jets, I would just be like, get out of this. Like you don't have no lore like the fucking Mets.
Yeah, I guess the Jets are the one team that the Giants could talk shit about for the past decade. Them in the Browns, so I guess take your shots where you can.
Exactly. It's like the strongest homeless person,
Yeah. If he's the smartest kid with Down syndrome. If you could add one team to the NBA, in what city? Well, I didn't ask you this. Actually, I think I skipped this by accident. I'll do it anyway. If you could add one team to the NBA, in what city would you start the team? No cities that already have teams.
Well, of course, Seattle. But if I'm not saying Seattle, I think like Kansas City.
I like that. I was thinking like Pittsburgh, maybe.
Yeah, I think Kansas City's already they have the Royals, they have the Chiefs. I think they'd be a good spot for a basketball team.
Yeah. Like I said, I was thinking the same
loyal
thing.
Fan base.
Pittsburgh has the Steelers and the Pirates, and the Penguins.
Yeah, that same premise. Like in my head, you need to have some other sports teams, some fanship in the area.
And I was also thinking like a black and gold basketball team doesn't exist yet. Still, all those teams are black and gold.
That's true. That's a good point.
Would you rather be a Zamboni driver or a grounds crew member? Yeah, I'm more of a baseball guy too. The only thing with Zamboni is like you're the guy. Grounds crew member is like you're one of the guys. I guess you could be the head grounds crew or whatever, but
also like grounds crew to me, like there's just like baseball is just a little bit more.
I like baseball more than
different juice.
One of those I was just teasing you, and then the greatest guitar player of all time. You landed on Jimmy Page.
Jimmy Page is
argument. He's probably up there for me. I like Clapton a lot. I feel like
Clapton's good.
He's such a good songwriter.
Paul Simon's nice. He's good, but he's not like he doesn't rip. He's not like a ripper. He's like a songwriter type.
But
John
I
Mayer.
feel like those
John
guys
Mayer.
are almost better. Yeah, John Mayer should get a nod.
Super underrated.
Obviously, Jimi Hendrix, but Jimi Hendrix, I think, is like almost too far that land of, like you said, like a ripper, and like doesn't have like the songwriting and
Skill. I
smooth.
think John Mayer is actually a great answer because he can rip, but he also has the acoustic.
I like Carlos Santana too.
Carlos Santana. There's a lot. I think Page is a good one to land on.
Yeah,
Also,
Page
the lead guitarist for Radiohead. Fuck, what's his name? It's gonna kill me.
I don't know. His name. He's more of like a creator. He's like,
yeah.
He just does some different stuff. I don't know if he's like technically as good.
Yeah,
as
Johnny
those.
Greenwood. That's it. He's really good. He plays multiple instruments though. He's a psycho. He's like a druggy psycho.
Yeah, for me, he's more like Dave Grohl, like played
Yeah.
drummer in Nirvana, then was like the lead
Then
singer.
moved to guitar. Just a talented motherfucker. Yeah.
And like bassist for Queens of the Stone Age, and then lead guitar for Foo Fighters and lead singer for Foo Fighters. You know,
Yeah, classic. He's a
Yeah.
beast. I love the some of those clips of him bringing up like kids on stage, and then you see these kids shred his music, like, and then play
Yeah.
with the band and stuff. He does that at a lot of his concerts. Super cool.
yeah, Nirvana, Queens of the Stone Age, and fucking Foo Fighters is pretty good.
Yeah,
Queens of the Stone Age obviously lesser than the other two.
Yeah,
Still
yeah,
a
of
good
course.
band.
yeah. Foo Fighters is a little bit more lore, I would say, at this point. They
And
had a lot of-
Nirvana is fucking
But
obvious.
Nirvana's more like
Nirvana is the greatest at their genre.
yeah, but they're more like the what is it called?
Like what could have been, because
Right, like what could have been, right? Foo Fighters became it in a sense.
yeah, it's crazy that we're like 7 years older than Kurt Cobain ever was. And he's accomplished so much, you know.
Monster.
Yeah.
Monster.
Shout out to Kurt Cobain.
down
Shout
in his
out to the
prime.
Sixers, Hotz, Dreamers.
Dreamers. Great
Yeah.
pod, bro. Shouts to Eddie for coming on. That was legit. And
shout out to
good luck with your
Frankie.
picks this week. And Marcus
First,
Mariota revenge game. Salute to that. It's coming.
First-
And if it's not that, then it's Kirk Cousins' revenge game, as Hot said.
hey, I like that. First appearance for Frankie on the pod.
True.
Yeah, so we got a first time guest. That was fun.
Dope. Very dope. I sent you Takashi Murakami's shit, by the way. I sent you the website so you could see some of the work.
Hell yeah, I'll screenshot it and print it and then put it in my apartment.
Perfect. $3.99.
Mad.
Everyone enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the slate tomorrow.
Peace.
Go Yankees. Peace. All right.